Ashley Ray from Let's Talk Style.com, and today I want to talk to you all about boundaries. So I always thought that I had my boundaries under control. People knew how far to go with me, how long something can go on, or just what my limits and my capacity are when it comes to work, friendships, relationships, family dynamics, etc. But it has been brought to my attention that maybe my boundaries aren't so great because I don't know my own boundaries. So as I have stated, I work several jobs. I'm in a program right now where I have to take a state exam, and I have reached my limit. So I'm a person who allows people because I'm an entrepreneur at heart. So whenever I'm getting business, whether it is real estate or some type of document that someone needs, I try to be readily available. So I'll always say, hey, you can email me at any time. You can text me at any time. If I'm busy doing something else, I will get back with you. But 9 times out of 10, I'm going to stop and look at it anyway. And I'm going to respond because, it's like you want to be the best. So you want to be available. You don't want anyone to be able to say these particular things about you, like, oh, you don't respond in a timely fashion, or, you say you're going to get back to someone and you don't do that. So that has turned into what I feel like is people being inconsiderate of my time and the things or obligations that I have when I am going through something, because I have been extremely overwhelmed. And this is how I got to this point, because it's been years of just letting people pile and pile and pile and pile and pile on me. And the pile just gets so high, but I managed to do everything. So as of lately, as I was saying, I've been completely overwhelmed, and I have noticed that people do not care what you have going on. People do not care about your mental health. They do not care about you being stressed. They do not care about when you're tired. They'll say that, oh, well, maybe you should not do this because, you are tired. But when you wake up tomorrow, can you make sure? Or maybe you shouldn't do this if you really feel like, you're overwhelmed or your anxiety is kicking in. But I have to tell you that in order for you to take in consideration of how I feel. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's like people don't have genuine concern for me and my boundaries. They only want what they want. But they'll act like they want, or they'll act like they are concerned about what's going on with me when you really just want what you want. And don't get me wrong, I'd rather you not fake it. Just tell me what it is that you want. I'm not one of those people who you have to call every day in order for me to do something for you. And maybe that's something that I should stop too, but I just feel like, why does anyone have to call me every day in order for me to help them when I have access to resources and I'm full of information? And that's the thing. I am full of information, and people know that. So they'll ask me, someone texted me today, literally, and asked me for something for someone else at 9:30 this morning and said, oh, they need it by 12, by the way. You're giving me a deadline for someone else, not even you, but a deadline, knowing that I am involved with work. I was at work at the moment, which I can multitask. Like, I can do different things, depending on what time permits at that moment and what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, I am putting in my big red business hours, okay? Business hours are from...
My office hours are from... My office hours are from...
9 to 5.
You know the rest. So, another issue that I've been having with boundaries, not just with work, but within my interpersonal relationships. I can only tolerate so much of selfishness, right? Like, we are all selfish to a certain degree, but I do feel like I give and I give and I give. And if someone is not returning that gift, not that I do things in order to receive something back, but the very least that I expect is for you to appreciate your access to me, my time, my thoughtfulness, how I feel. And when you don't do that, and then you get switched over to, I'm only answering the calls for you on Tuesday, or you can only contact me through email, right? Then it turns into a problem for people because you're limiting your access to them. But what I'm realizing is I have not been taking care of myself the way that I need to. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have to enforce these boundaries. And guess what? I've been enforcing my boundaries without saying a word. That was something I had to learn. You don't announce it, you just make it the expectation. So for the next time, so you'll know that if you message me after a certain hour, I'm not getting back to you until the next day. If you notice that I'm only communicating with you through email, then you know not to communicate with me any other way. Or you can, but you're not going to get a response in that way. You're going to get it through email because I'm trying to protect my mental health. And, people are not happy about it. They are not happy about these boundaries, but I'm happy about it. It's the same thing as letting someone dump on you, emotional dumping. I talk about that in my book called How to Play the Game of Life. You guys know that already. But I talk about emotional dumping. Like people just dump all their emotions on you and not really check in to see where you are. Like a simple, hey, how you doing? That's going to be like, oh, okay, I'm good. That's not anything in depth. That's something that someone's going to say okay to. You want to check for people's mental space, what they have the capacity for. But before you decide to dump on them, things are just getting way out of control. And I'm just wheeling it back, wheel that in, because I'm not going to allow people to drive me crazy with their needs or anything else. If it can't wait until tomorrow, or if it can't wait until I have the capacity in my calendar to get it done, then that's just something I'm going to have to miss out on, because the feeling that I have been feeling for the last month, I just don't ever want to feel like that again. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. This is actually longer than what I thought it was going to be, but please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And also don't forget to check out my website, letstalkracestyle.com. All right, smooches.